Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts. We're back, and we're ready to talk about a place that's pretty deep. We're going to get deep this week.
Yeah, this is a full thrust.
Full thrust of deepness. Into the jungle.
Into the deep jungle.
Into the deep jungle. Brooke, how are you this week?
This week, I'm good. My dog is house trained. I've been drinking a lot of Aperol spritzes.
I have discovered that dogs don't like being hugged. So that's my big news for the week, because I hug my dogs all the time and they kind of give me this hostage look. And so for the first time I looked up, do dogs appreciate being hugged? And the answer is no.
Wow. My dog likes to be hugged, but he's obsessed with me. I'm the first person who's ever come back.
Maybe he wants to be a hostage.
That's hot. I don't know why I'm making everything sexual.
I was about to say, like, I feel like we've gone down a point of no return. This is the Kingdom Hearts podcast that is deranged, as opposed to other, people who know what they're doing in video games.
It's about as hard to follow as the plot of Kingdom Hearts.
And I think this is the podcast Kingdom Hearts deserves.
Disney adults, they have their Disney kinks. And I get it.
Maybe we're just perverts reliving our childhood.
We're just quarantined 28-year-olds trying to find an outlet.
Kingdom Hearts for perverts. Yeah. So should we dive into Deep Jungle? Speaking of deep, because I've got a lot to say about this world, because I actually just caught up today playing Deep Jungle.
Oh my God, amazing. I've been prepping for this one. Every time you enter a space, it goes
It's so spot on. It's like the trumpets for the king. It's like a fanfare with pipes.
And then all I know is it's like yeah, that's all I got. You're really good at the melodies. I will say the Traverse Town theme has been in my head for days.
I've been saying it. We need a mega mix of the Traverse Town theme song, like a techno remix.
I can find a place to do that on like GarageBand.
And if there are any fans out there who are listening who are technically savvy enough, we want the club remixes of every single world. Like, I want to get down to the Deep Jungle remix. So make it happen.
Imagine just like
when we do live shows of this, they're going to be like, we're going to have a dance party at the end and people are just going to be like rave, dropping tabs, going crazy to This Is Halloween remix.
Imagine the beat drop. That one definitely exists, actually. Can I hit you with my soundbite comes from the end of the world. So should I wait? I'm just like so excited that I clocked it.
Brooke, why wait? Live in the moment.
Okay, here we go.
The waterfalls. They're echoing all the way here.
Friends there. Sea friends.
Oh, now I've got it. Means heart. Friends in our hearts.
Heart.
Oh, so that's what it meant.
Friends. Same heart. Clayton. Lose heart. No heart. No sea friends. No heart, no friends.
No heart, no friend.
Tarzan is putting the deep in Deep Jungle.
Unpack that, please.
No friends, no hearts. Like, that is epiphany shit right there.
But like, imagine that you think someone's about to show you where your friends are, and then he's like, they're here. Inside of you. Sora's like, fuck.
Lest we forget, that's a novel concept at the beginning of the game, because they say it so many times throughout the end of 1, 2, 3, all the past games, that it's sort of like, yeah, my friends stay with me, we're always connected no matter what. But Sora at this point doesn't get that. He wants his friends physically there.
Yeah, he doesn't understand. He's but a boy.
He's but a small child. He doesn't understand that real friendships aren't the people you see every day. They're the people you defeat a boss with once, and then you show up to find trinities every once in a while. Those are the real friends. In which case, I have so many friends.
I have so many friends. Friends that I've just beat one boss with and then hit up for a trinity.
Yo, I just beat Hollow Bastion, but I need to come back and get those Dalmatians. What up?
Hey, babe.
You up?
You up? I think I forgot a chest at your place.
Going back to your comments in the first episode that Sora is the OG fuckboy, spot on.
Huge, huge fuckboy.
He got hoes in all the area codes. And by all the area codes, I mean all the worlds.
All the world. He really has a lot of people in his heart, if you know what I mean. A lot of keychains on that keyblade.
Yeah, he got to go to that Moogle clinic, if you know what I mean.
What am I to you, Sora? Just another chain on your keyblade?
You put on Pumpkinhead sometimes when it suits you.
I've given you arrow, but all you want is cure.
You don't like me for me. You just like me because I gave you Gravira. Anyway, yeah, Deep Jungle.
Deep jungle. Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. Segue.
So Donald, Sora, they're fighting. They're like, they're very problematic. They're like, oh, maybe the king's there. And Donald goes, in a backwater place like this?
Africa? No way.
No, not a chance. But they're like, okay, we'll check.
I just wanted to point out I love the plot dynamics in this world, starting with a conflict between Donald and Sora. Just really boost the world. It's not like they're just replaying the events of Tarzan. Sora and Donald and Goofy are integral to the entire world, which I love.
What is your relationship to the Tarzan movies? Do you love them? Do you hate them? How do you feel about them? The one.
Brooke, thank you for asking me that. I remember seeing it and seeing all the commercials for it on Disney Channel. Phil Collins really did a really big publicity campaign with playing the songs and getting people ready for it. Then it came out and I didn't love the movie. What about you?
So, I mean, Phil Collins' soundtrack to that movie is iconic. You'll Be in My Heart, Strangers Like Me, Trash in the Camp, the NSYNC version of Trash in the Camp. Amazing. When I was in high school, my chamber choir did a, what are they called? A medley of songs from Tarzan. And that was something.
Where is it?
I haven't seen it in the 10 years I've been out of high school, so just let that soak. Good soundtrack, weird movie.
Yeah. No, I think the soundtrack sticks with you more than the actual movie. I think I've maybe seen the movie once, but I think it was kind of a boys movie. Like, not to make gender stereotypes, because I was not into the movie as a boy. But my little brother loved the movie, was obsessed with it.
I feel like the tree surfing, which of course we'll get into, and the loinclothed man, and Rosie O'Donnell as a gorilla, it's like, what more could you want?
Truly, it seems like a recipe for a smash hit movie.
And I would say that this game really made a fantasy come true for me because tree surfing sounds amazing. And what do we get to do? Tree surf. I went into this level remembering that I didn't like it and thinking it was confusing, but I did not have that experience. Do I think that that's partly because I played the game in the past 2 years? Yes. But it's like, yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm just launching in. My notes for the world. It's a similar thing where you have to like go into the tent, come out of the tent, go back in the tent, come out of the tent, trigger a cutscene. But if you don't talk to Jane, you're not going to trigger the cutscene. It's a lot of like going in and out of places in order to move the plot along, which I don't love. I wish that like it was kind of like go here to find this thing, like the objectives that I think are present in the other games. Would have been very helpful in this game. But because I had an awareness of what was going on, I was able to really immerse myself in the fun of the world and get cured. And I like an invisible monster. That's my take.
I completely agree. I was thinking about you and triggering cutscenes while I was playing. Your comment about Traverse Town. I don't think it's quite as bad, but one thing I do love from a story perspective is you start out the world alone, just Sora, and then you get joined by Tarzan, which feels kind of novel because you're used to being with Donald and Goofy all the time, and this fracture has just happened in the group, and then you get attacked by a cheetah, and you get rescued by Tarzan, and all of a sudden you're with this guy that doesn't speak your language, foliage and you're tree surfing. And I feel there's a lot of tension and drama in this world that's really well played out. And one of my favorite things is like, this is a world where actually I feel like the stakes are really high and I'm nervous. By the time you show up with Tarzan to Jane, where you're reunited with Donald and Goofy, there's this question like, oh, are Riku and Kairi actually here? Like there's this big question, there are stakes, and then you're introduced to probably my favorite two characters in the entire series, Jane, who 10 out of 10 would bang, and Jane's talking vagina. I've sent you multiple photos of Jane's talking vagina.
I was wondering why you sent me that. I was like trying to read into the text, but
no, it's just the fact that the speech bubble is coming out of her vagina saying, we'll show Tarzan some slides and see if any of them match that word.
It's her vagina. Okay, I know we've talked about like this Riku, Kairi versus Donald Goofy moment. And did you notice at the beginning of this world, they're like, your friends. And he's like, yeah, my friends. Riku and Kairi. When he's asked where his friends are, the people that come to mind first are Donald and Goofy.
Yeah, this is a growing moment. Remember we talked in the first episode about like which friends are better for him? He is now like kind of between them. And that's why I think this world is so good, because it's telling the story of the greater plot of Kingdom Hearts, which the other games don't always do, but this is actually a really important world.
Yeah, it's definitely a B plot world, but it's definitely a V important plot world. But it's important plot-wise for Sora's development. Makes me honestly like it more.
100% same. And I think him realizing that, oh, friends in your heart, you can be friends with people in your heart. This is like where he kind of learns that. And yeah, I think like from a plot perspective, this world really brings the bacon.
Yeah, and it's much prettier. Like it's like you go from Wonderland, shitty Wonderland, whatever. And then you're like immersed in this forest where there's hippos and you fall and you can surf and you can swing and everything's green and there are flowers. And you have the bamboo thicket and vines 1, vines 2, the tree trunk, the camp, the waterfall surprise at the end.
I completely agree. I was standing at the treehouse and just kind of like looking out at the trees in the animation, and they even have like a blurry ocean and mountain in the distance. And when you're in the vines, like you can actually look beyond and you can see trees in the distance and canopies. It is a beautiful world, probably the most aesthetically pleasing world in the entire game, I think.
Okay, we'll see.
Can we talk about Clayton real quick? Not part of the main core of villains.
No.
But a very good character. When he kidnaps Jane, I'm actually afraid, I'm actually in suspense. When he tries to shoot Turk and then he gets told off by Jane and then he walks away and he like ends up kidnapping her and basically tying her to a giant black fruit. That's pretty villainous.
Yeah, he also shoots a gun at you a lot.
That's the first time anyone's shot at Sora with a gun in this game.
Probably ever in his life.
Yeah, that didn't happen on Destiny Islands. They have an assault rifle ban there.
They only fire coconuts, mushrooms, seagull eggs.
Or beach balls.
Or beach balls.
Yeah, I also think the final showdown with Clayton is a great boss battle.
I agree. It was so fun. Yeah. And I like that you keep fighting the cheetah, that comes back to haunt you. It's a cheetah, right?
Oh yeah, I think so.
I like this world.
I really like it too, especially upon another go. And the final boss battle is the one when I was a kid that I spent literally a month trying to get. I could not beat Clayton and the stealth sneak.
Yes, same. And I was like, oh no, proud mode, like I'm gonna be fucked. But I beat it in one go. I find that I'm dying more in just like general heartless battles on proud mode than I am in the bosses, which feels not great.
I guess it was sort of the same for me too, because the heartless used to be so easy and I used to not really pay attention, and now like one bad hit can send you going, oh.
Yeah, I also feel like because of my research, because of I'm a nerd, and I was like reading on like how to beat things, not this round, but like when I was playing Birth by Sleep and when I was playing like I'm starting to like appreciate grinding.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, grinding, like when you're on the dance floor and Tarzan shows up and is like, and you're like, oh, heart, I got you. And you grind.
Hot.
Yeah. No. when you just like grinding is in the gaming world, when you just like beat a bunch of like level, like beating the heartless, like going into different so you can level up.
I just learned something new.
Well, I know this because when I was playing Chain of Memories, I used to watch a YouTuber, I think she's Irish, a YouTuber play to help me with the battles and like what decks I was supposed to use.
That's so interesting. I used to be very anti-grinding when I started playing this game, and even my first time through, I didn't want to spend any extra time away from the story unless I was going to look for something, and I hated beating heartless. But now that I love using magic, especially in Birth by Sleep, it kind of makes grinding fun.
Well, grinding is part of the game in Birth by Sleep because of the arena. And in order to get the secret ending, which I love to do now, you have to get to in order to get an Ansem report, you have to get to a certain level in the arena. Boom. Do you want to rank this world, Ryan?
I kind of want you to go first because I'm between two numbers.
Okay. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Brooke, that's my score that I had in my head. So we are simpatico.
We love that. I'm going to take away some points. Even though I love the fanfare, I think that there's such a rich collection of music that they could have done a la This Is Halloween. They could have given me a little more allusions to any of the Phil Collins songs in Tarzan. And I wish we interacted with Turk a little more. Like, I wish we could have seen the like Rosie O'Donnell gorilla that we could, like, I wish we could have talked to gorillas more. And I wish there were more actual cutscenes and less bubbles.
Yes, I think I agree with everything you said. And I think 8.5 feels right because I know which ones are going to be 9s in my head. And this world doesn't get quite there, but I think it's an underrated one. And it's one that we come back to after we've gotten High Jump, after we've gotten Glide and Super Glide. And it becomes a really fun world to revisit because it's beautiful. Your abilities allow you to interact with it in new ways. I also think the plot is really exciting and very integrated between Sora's story and Tarzan's story. I meet one of my favorite characters, Jane's talking vagina. The boss battle is great, and there's the great Sabor sort of through line going through. And ultimately, it's losing points with me because there was a rights issue with Edgar Rice Burroughs, who owns the Tarzan universe, because it's built on this book series that Disney bought the rights for and apparently lost. So the reason that Tarzan's world doesn't come back in Chain of Memories, doesn't come back in any of the other games, even though I think it would make a really great world to revisit, is because they lost the rights.
I also think that Tarzan and Hercules are two films that both sort of like got lost in time. And like, if you caught them, you caught them. And I think Hercules has managed to like go the distance a little bit more. And so I think that it makes more, it doesn't like shock me that we don't. But Chain of Memories, I didn't realize that. I didn't think that we don't go back to Tarzan. Because do we go back to every other world?
Yeah. And they really milk Hercules.
I feel like the payoff is really good in 3. You're in the Coliseum and that's it for all these games. And then in Birth by Sleep, they're kind of like, they tease you with a plaza. And then, man, oh man, you get to fucking roam Olympus, which is so fun. I feel like with Tarzan, you really like wrap the plot up in a bow, you know? Like the plot of Tarzan is really complete.
I agree. And one thing I want to say, taking points away, the giant black fruit, the aubergine, the eggplant that is imprisoning Jane feels contrived.
Yeah, well, also, like, what happens when you zap all the beat moops with Blizzard? Nothing, right? Like, something happens, but maybe it's a thing you have to do when you go back.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Because I did it and nothing happened.
All the what?
The flowers in that room.
Oh, don't you just need to like hit them?
No, you zap them with Blizzard and they bloom. And then usually when you do something like that, it's like boop, boop, boop. And then like a treasure chest would appear. Yes, thank you. Like in Traverse Town, when you put out all the fires and then you can unlock that chest. I know that you hit them with freeze, but I think it might be a revisiting situation.
That is, am I allowed to look up what's going on with that?
Yeah, you're allowed to look up whatever you want. I'm the one who's not allowed to look shit up.
Okay. This is what it says on this message board. This is from Isamu Kuno. Seriously, this has annoyed me ever since the original release. When you examine the flowers in the climbing trees area of Deep Jungle, The last thing it says is, what will happen when all the flowers bloom? So I thought if I made them all bloom, I'd get a treasure chest or something. Well, I made them bloom in both versions, but nothing. Is there some secret to it? Like a certain combination of spells or something? Or is Square just trolling us? And then Jiraiya's disciple said, I think they're, THERE, just trolling us. And then KH for real says, you must continue to use fire, I think. Not sure if this will be needed. Hero of Wind says, they're for when you save Turk and Jane. Once they bloom, you can destroy the giant fruit. That's at least what I got from it. They're pretty much useless otherwise. Just another KH thing, no biggie. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything that it actually does.
I'll take it. Ryan, you haven't gotten to the end of 3 yet. Like, you don't know how the plot wraps up, right?
A great point, Brooke. And that's something that I feel like I should have mentioned at the beginning. The reason I have gone back to play all the games is because I had no idea what the fuck is going on. I was still confused about how Ansem from the first game was actually a Heartless. I was just confused about all that stuff. So I've gone back to replay everything.
I will tell you that when I finished Kingdom Hearts 3, had I eaten an edible? Yeah. Did I weep? Absolutely.
You're making me really excited. I cried a concerning amount when I was a kid whenever Kingdom Hearts 1 finished. Like, so much that my parents still talk about how much I cried. They're like, what's that video game that made you cry all the time? I'm like, you don't understand. Something for Square Enix to think about while they're listening to this.
Yes, Square Enix, thank you so much for the sponsorship.
We appreciate it. Sorry about all the porn.
But also, you're welcome. We didn't make it, you know?
Maybe they did. Side hustle.
Oh my god.
That's why it took so long to get Kingdom Hearts 3. Well, on that note, anything else to say about Deep Jungle?
No, I think we've covered it. Grunt grunt, you know? Bang bang.
Ping pong.
Who's your friend who likes to play?
Bang bong, ping pong.
Exactly.
Well, that wraps up this week's World. Thanks for listening.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. If you're looking to connect our heart, follow us on Instagram at KingdomHearts_pod. And if you want to enter the realm of darkness that is our lives, follow us. I'm at Brooke Wiseman.
And I'm at Rye Bernstein. See you next week with another Kingdom Hearts Worlds and Kingdom Hearts ratings.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
The podcast.